Section 5.3, Percent Equations, Part 2. A student answered 68 questions correctly on an 80-question test. What percent of the questions did the student answer correctly? We're going to use the formula P times B equals A, but this time we're solving for the value of P, the percent. The base is the total number of questions, and the amount, A, is the number of questions that the student answered correctly. So we have P times 80 equals 68. To get the P by itself, we have to get rid of the 80. The 80 is connected to the P through multiplication, so to get rid of it, we have to do the opposite operation, which is division. Divide both sides of the equation by 80 to get the P by itself. Now we have P equals 68 divided by 80. If you type it into your calculator, you'll get 0.85, which is 85%. Make sure that if you're solving for P, that you write your final answer as a percent. Let's try some examples. Example 1, what percent of 32 is 16? Example 2, what percent of 15 is 48? Example 3, 30 is what percent of 45? Keep in mind that the word of corresponds to multiplication and the word is corresponds to equals. Okay, for example 1, we have what percent of 32 is 16? So we have P times 32 equals 16. To get the P by itself, divide both sides by 32, so we have P equals 16 over 32. If you type it into your calculator, you get 0.5, which is 50%. Okay, for example 2, we have what percent of 15 is 48? So P times 15 equals 48. Divide both sides of the equation by 15 to get P by itself, so we have P equals 48 over 15, which when you type it into your calculator gives you 3.2, and converted to percent gives you 320%. And for example 3, we have 30 is what percent of 45? So 30 equals P times 45. To get the P by itself, get rid of the 45 by dividing both sides by 45. So 30 over 45 equals P. When you type 30 over 45 into your calculator, you get 0.6 repeating. To convert it to a percent, move the decimal point 2 places to the right, so you get 66.6 repeating percent. And remember, 0.6 repeating is 2/3, so our final answer is 66 2/3%.